So how are you doing? Obviously, it's been about 3 weeks now since everything
Damn
happened.
near.
Month?
Well, it's been great. Wound up securing a caffeine deal.
I saw that.
It's going up right now. Been doing my own pod, going up right now.
No, I saw you were doing kind of like more like a mentally like a podcast that's more geared towards because you're obviously how long have you been sober?
Over 3 years.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
So the podcast that you've been doing, is it more like mental health directed?
So there's there's different content that I'm doing over there. One of the podcasts with my boy Kyle is called Rune an Hour, and that is geared towards mental health because we're both sober.
Right.
Then I have one called Lush World where I'm doing interviews, kind of similar to what you got going on, and then I'm doing streams as well. So
the stream stuff's on caffeine.
yeah.
Well, congrats on that.
Yeah,
It seemed like you landed on your feet pretty well, man.
Yep. Shouts to my boy EK, and the AD also was a little bit instrumental in helping me leverage that situation. So
Right. I think like for anybody who doesn't know, man, I grew up around everybody in my family's addicts. Everybody, from my dad to my uncle to my cousins. Every single like big male member of my family was some sort of addict. Crack, heroin, I mean, whatever you want to call it, right? Do you remember like, because I always, you know, the one thing about being somebody who loves somebody who's an addict is the most frustrating part is trying to get them to get clean before they're ready to get clean. It's almost like you got to kind of just let them fall on their face or hit rock bottom. What was your rock bottom?
see, it's weird because my hitting bottom is essential to getting sober, but for me, there's a series of different bottoms, and I would think that I hit bottom, and then boom, I go down through the floorboards, and then I'm in the cellar, and then boom, I go through the cellar, and next thing I know, I'm starting to smell sulfur, and I'm approaching the 7th layer of hell, and yeah.
What was that? What was the 7th layer of hell rock bottom? Were you sucking dick? What
No,
was going
I
on?
never sucked no motherfucking dick.
Shit.
Hell no.
He was like, and then I realized when I was on my knees about to blow this trucker for an 8-ball of cocaine.
No. Nah, just, you know, pitiful, incomprehensible demoralization. Just lying, like being estranged
Just
from my
lying
family, my friends. You know, I've experienced anything you pretty much could besides sucking dick. You know, I've been shot at, been stabbed, been incarcerated, overdosed a grip of times, had hits on my life. So, you know.
Yeah, I got one cousin of mine who, in and out of jail his whole life, has overdosed over and over. He's been stabbed. He's been shot. I mean, this dude, it's crazy. And it's like, then my Uncle Scott, shout out to my Uncle Scott, who just got out of prison for the fucking 98th time. He just messaged me on Facebook. Shout out to Uncle Scott, man. Give him some
Welcome
love.
home, Scott. Come on.
He's like, I promise you this is my last time. Kevin, I hope everything's all right. I'm like, bruh. When I was a kid, this dude used to come to my house because he was tweaking so fucking hard, running around with the Hells Angels. This motherfucker would be sitting at my sink, picking his fucking face, thinking there was bugs in his fucking
He's
skin.
tweaking. Yeah,
tweaking hard.
Off that cree.
Yeah, so I used to go into the bathroom, be fucking blood everywhere. Then my other uncle and aunt, we used to go to their house to play with my cousins, and all the fucking spoons were burnt.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that addict life is serious. And for you, like, because there's a few different ways, obviously. There's like, did you go through AA or NA rather?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm in a 12-step program,
Okay.
but I did go to treatment as well. And when I agreed to go to treatment, I had pretty much gotten to the point where I felt like I had no more moves to bust. I had already exhausted all my resources.
Right.
You know, anybody that was foolish enough to still be close to me, my fiance at the time, any of my friends, they were like not fucking with me. And it was either that or pretty much die. I had no other options. And I've been in a lot of treatment centers over the years. First time I was 16, you know, I went to juvie, got arrested for the first time at 13. The spot that I went to was for chronic relapsers. Basically, it's like, if you don't get sober here, it's a wrap for you. This is the last stop on the train.
Oh, I'm aware.
And I thought that I qualified as a chronic relapser, but then I realized I've never actually relapsed because
You were never really clean.
I never made an earnest attempt at sobriety in my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, one of my uncles, my Uncle Rocky, has a drug rehab called, he was a huge heroin addict. He used to shoot up right here.
Damn.
Yeah, so
He killed all his veins.
Well,
yeah.
because and he didn't want anybody to see it, so he would shoot up in his fucking eyelids. But this motherfucker, got clean, started a drug rehab, and then when I was like 16, I started working for him in like a dead and can store, but he had the same type of program called the Hard Six program. And it was all people who they were like on their last, they were like habitual relapsers. And man, so I was like 15, 16 working in a fucking dead and can store just with a bunch of fucking recovering dope fiends.
Yeah.
Then I turned 18 and I got a job running his consignment car lot. Literally every employee was a fucking freshly recovered drug addict. So I was babysitting dope fiends at 18 years old. And man, crazy life. Shout out to everybody who's staying clean. So for you, was it like, because I always hear like because, you know, nowadays, especially being in Cali, there's like weed, there's psychedelics, there's all.
California sober.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
So for you, you're sober.
Yeah, I can't fuck with none of that shit.
So if you smoke weed, you feel like it can kind of be a gateway for you.
I don't want to tempt fate, you know, like I'm still high. I've done smoke so much weed in my past.
Right.
My bad. So to the point where like I have no desire to even try it again, you know. Who knows in the future? I just know for right now, for today, I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah, I just there was somebody I just saw on Joe Rogan. They're clean and sober, but they were like considering trying, I think, ayahuasca.
Yeah, see, like, you know, I've already had them psychedelic,
You've already had the
mind-bending
hardcore trips.
experiences. There's no real. If I would do that, for me, that would be a relapse because I just want to get high. I just want to get outside my body. But that's nothing that I can attain with, you know, prayer, meditation. I can do all that and reach that same level of consciousness as to where I don't need